केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता का अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा। मैं संघ के प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगा तथा मैं भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना सभी प्रकार के लोगों के प्रति संविधान और विधि के अनुसार न्याय करूंगा। देश देख रहा है, देश देख रहा है, एक अकेला कितनों को भारी पड़ रहा है।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 2 years ago, on this very day, Narendra Modi took oath as Prime Minister for a third consecutive term. And today also marks 12 years since the leader from Gujarat walked into Delhi promising to fundamentally change the way India is governed. And in these 12 years, India hasn't just seen a government, it has witnessed the rise of an era. From demonetization to digital India, from Article 370 abrogation to Ram Mandir, from COVID management to India's aggressive global diplomacy push, from welfare expansion to fierce nationalism, the BJP calls its 12 years of transformation. But Union Home Minister Amit Shah says Modi has served the poor tirelessly while turning India into the world's fastest growing major economy. Chandrababu Naidu, a key ally in the NDA government, described Prime Minister Modi as the right leader at the right time, under whose leadership India has rediscovered its self-belief. Former Prime Minister H.D. Deve Gowda attributed Prime Minister's success to him being reflective. Prime Minister's cabinet colleagues, meanwhile, underlined the ultimate mission, the mission Viksit Bharat by 2047.
भारत का पथ, भारत का लक्ष्य स्पष्ट है। विकसित भारत 2047।
नरेंद्र मोदी जी एक व्यक्ति, एक नेता ने पूरा राष्ट्र का, भारत का राजनीति को बदल दिया है। और जो लेफ्ट, कांग्रेस, जो कोई तालमेल नहीं, मुस्लिम लीग और एक तरफ उद्धव शिवसेना, जो कोई मेल नहीं खाता है, ये सारे लोगों को एक जगह आने का मजबूर करना, ये इसलिए है कि मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में इतना मजबूत से भारतीय जनता पार्टी और एनडीए ने अपना काम किया है, तभी तो जाकर के 4,399 दिन पूरा कर रहे हैं और आगे बहुत लंबा और जाएगा। ये तो सिर्फ तीसरी कार्यकाल ही अभी चल रहा है मोदी जी का।
Now, of course, it hasn't all been sunshine and roses for the NDA government. 12 years in power have also meant economic shocks, geopolitical crisis, and politically costly decisions like the ongoing war and energy crisis. After repeated fuel price hikes, today the centre has cut the number of subsidized LPG cylinder refills under the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana from 9 to 4 per year. Government sources have told Times Now the move is aimed at curbing diversion and misuse, claiming excess subsidized cylinders were being routed for commercial use. But the opposition isn't buying that explanation. They say this is yet another sign of rampant economic distress and Modi Sarkar's failure at the center.
कह तो रहा कहाँ खड़ा कर दिया, जो कुछ बनाया सब तो बेच दिया, कुछ छोड़ा तो नहीं। देश की अर्थव्यवस्था गोते खा रही है, आम आदमी की जेब कट रही है।
माइनस ऑफ मार्किंग होगी तो मैं सरकार को माइनस ऑफ मार्क का काम करूंगा, क्योंकि स्वास्थ्य, शिक्षा, रोजगार, दवाई, पढ़ाई, सिंचाई हर सेक्टर में ये सरकार फेल है।
All institutions are now under the control of BJP. Of course, the parliament, then our probing agencies, in a way judiciary, election commission.
Any specific reason that you've been able to point out on why you were unable to convince them?
People are already convincing them. People gave a convincing vote in Bengal. So it's a democratic setup in which opposition will keep on criticizing us, and we take the criticism in a very healthy way.
Tomorrow, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will cross another political milestone, becoming India's longest continuously serving democratically elected Prime Minister, surpassing Jawaharlal Nehru. But while the BJP celebrates a legacy of transformation, the Congress sees a manufactured narrative. As BJP highlights accomplishments, the opposition sees optics. As the BJP marks a historic political moment, the opposition is already calling Modi's tenure forgettable.
पंडित नेहरू का कार्यकाल देश को गुलामी से बरतानिया हुकूमत के आजादी से लेकर एक सशक्त भारत बनाने के रूप में याद किया जाएगा। मोदी जी का कार्यकाल गुलामी के दौर में ले जाने के रूप में याद किया जाएगा।
इस देश में नेहरू जी ने लोकतंत्र को उभारा, बड़ा किया, लोकतंत्र को एक ताकत दी। मोदी जी ने पूरे लोकतंत्र को और जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस है उनको खत्म कर दिया। नेहरू और मोदी जी की तुलना कभी नहीं हो सकती। मोदी को लोग भूलेंगे, नेहरू जी को नहीं भूल सकते।
But the question tonight is, if Modi Sarkar's performance is just so disastrous, how is it that the BJP has expanded from a Hindi heartland force to a pan-India force, while both the national opposition as well as the regional satraps continue to diminish? How is it that in the last 2 years, the NDA has largely held its own ground, even expanded its influence with outside support, while the opposition bloc appears increasingly fragmented? In the Lok Sabha, the India bloc's effective strength has shrunk from 232 after the 2024 elections to nearly 207 today. Once parties like the Aam Aadmi Party and DMK drifted away, now fresh rebellion fears within the TMC could weaken the bloc even further. The Rajya Sabha numbers paint a similar picture. While the India Alliance tally has dropped from 84 in 2024 to nearly 65 now after shifting equations, the NDA's position has improved from 138 to nearly 145, and yet the India bloc is in denial.
अलायंस कोई अलायंस नहीं है, एक दूसरे के खिलाफ लड़ते हैं, एक दूसरे के खिलाफ बोलते हैं, चुनाव में एक दूसरे के खिलाफ रहता है। अपोजिशन को लड़ने के लिए उनकी तरफ जो ताकत होती है एक साथ में आई, तो इनको डर क्यों लगता है भारतीय जनता पार्टी को? कल इंडिया गठबंधन का मीटिंग हुआ, बैठक हुई, अपने ही पैसों से उन्होंने इंडिया गठबंधन के खिलाफ बैनर लगाए।
And here's the secret of Prime Minister Modi's success. 12 years as Prime Minister, yet Narendra Modi calls himself Pradhan Sevak. Barely 7 days of being sworn in as the Chief Minister of Karnataka, DK Shiv Kumar today displayed almost regal arrogance. During a felicitation event in Kanakpura, he was seen throwing a half-bitten apple towards his supporters. The BJP called it a reflection of the Congress's mindset and the reason why they get rejected by the people.
The Congress party in Karnataka is fighting the Congress party. The Chief Minister of Karnataka is busy eating apples and throwing it at the Karyakartas.
Mr. DK Shiv-Kumar, who thinks that he's become a king of Karnataka, was chewing apples and throwing at the people. Way our Narendra Modi ji treats the people of India, saying that मैं आपका सेवक हूँ, that should be the feeling with everybody.
And fresh embarrassment for the Congress party today after Rajya Sabha candidate Meenakshi Natarajan had her nomination rejected over alleged concealment of a pending case linked to Telangana. While the Congress claims no FIR was formally filed and accused the BJP of harassment politics, the BJP says the most damaging details may have come from within the Congress party itself.
हमारे पास तेलंगाना का कागज आ रहा है, तेलंगाना में सरकार इनकी है, तो आप समझ सकते हैं आप हमें कांग्रेस के ही लोगों ने जानकारी दी होगी, हमारे पास तो कोई जानकारी थी नहीं, तो कांग्रेस की ये स्थिति है।
दोस्त हो तो ऐसा. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to the legitimate question on the News Hour tonight. With BJP saying it is just the beginning of their mission Viksit Bharat and the opposition facing fragmentation within, is it the end of the road for Rahul Gandhi and the India Alliance? That's the question, and that's the debate on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Member of Parliament and National Spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, Professor Jyotsna Tirunagri, National Spokesperson of the TDP, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, scientist, joins the debate. A. Sarvan, National Spokesperson of the DMK, Abbas Haider, National Spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Manav Jaiswal, my friend, National Spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress. But my first question goes to Tehseen Poonawalla of the Congress. And Tehseen Poonawalla, I want to ask you, royalty Congress party eating apples and throwing the rest on the people, while Narendra Modi continues to garner the support of the common man. 72% of the landmass and 78% of the country's states are governed by the BJP. Where does that leave the India Alliance? Where does that leave the Congress party? The Trinamool Congress, we've seen what has happened there after the defeat of May 4th. We've seen what has happened after the so-called moral victory of the India Alliance in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Your numbers are dwindling in the Lok Sabha. And we can also see Rajya Sabha nomination being rejected. Well, the worst part is that those MLAs and MPs who had to vote for the MP from Madhya Pradesh were going to a resort. They were pulled back because nomination ही reject हो गया. What's going on, Tehseen?
Thank you, Navika. Thank you for having me on the show. The onset, congratulations to the Prime Minister on completing his tenure. And why 72%, Navika ji? Just make it 100% the way the BJP is going. And this isn't because of support of the people. This is because of the fixing that the BJP is doing in collusion with agencies. Let's speak about Meenakshi Natarajan before I go to TMZ. That a show cause notice in Telangana, not a case, is reason to disqualify an MP, whereas a case, in the case of another state where a BJP candidate is contesting, is given 24 hours to rectify his affidavit. Shows exactly what the Election Commission is coming to. Why even have this charade? Look at what you're doing with the TMC. I am not a supporter of Abhishek Banerjee. But the fact that those MPs were elected by Mamata Banerjee on a symbol, you're now getting the party into the BJP, getting it right and completely throwing out the Supreme Court judgment in the Shiv Sena case. You want to now make this party meet? And the meetings are happening at Vinder Yadavji's house. LOP is going for the meeting. The speaker has a meeting and decides who the LOP is without consulting who the chief whip is. Absolute disaster. CBI and ED is used people you call corrupt are today in the BJP. This is how you want to govern, and all the best. And celebrate what, Navika ji? Celebrate demonetization. You said in your opening remarks, COVID was handled brilliantly. Navika, people didn't have oxygen during COVID. I have got oxygen and paid taxes on it, and we were charged GST on oxygen. This is how you handled it. What was handled, Navika ji? Today people don't have LPG. Prices have gone up. We have no accounts where the government has earned 80 lakh crores of our money in the petrol. Where has that gone? What is the infrastructure today in this
Well,
country? And therefore,
just pick up your phone and dial Mr. P. Chidambaram, former finance minister, and you'll get your answer. The oil bonds that he left, as legacy for the future governments, well, that's where some of that money has gone. But Sudhanshu Trivedi ji, celebration of 12 years में तहसीन पूनावाला को गुस्सा क्यों आता है? उन्होंने बताया. Please respond.
Navika, on this historic moment and the epoch-making moment in the India's democratic history, when Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji is completing highest number of days as elected Prime Minister, I think this is a very significant achievement for the maturity of the democracy, because Jawaharlal Nehru was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and he got succeeded as Congress president from Motilal Nehru in 1930 Congress AICC session at Lahore. But Narendra Modi was having nothing such of those things. मतलब मैं एक लाइन में कहूं, जवाहरलाल जवाहर के लाल थे और नरेंद्र मोदी जी गुलड़ी के लाल थे. This shows the strength of India's democracy, that a person born in a very most backward caste, born at a very humble background, a situation in which Prime Minister himself told that his mother at one point of time has to wash the utensils in other houses to earn the livelihood, has rose to the stature, it's not important, has rose the stature of the country to that situation. I would like to remind Tehseen Poonawala ji that when our government came, hardly less than 30% population was having the bank accounts covered. Now almost entire population is 55 crore Jan Dhan accounts, 16 crore houses got tap water. Then you can say 4 crore people of the lowest section of society has got Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Or there are number of things which are going on. And on the other hand, I would like to say, India became the #1 country in digital transaction. UPI surpassed Visa to become the biggest digital transaction platform in the world in 2025. This is one of the achievements which might have never been thought. We become the leader in the solar energy. Now India is making 220 gigawatt of the unconventional energy. Our 50% installed capacity is clean energy by 2025. This is, and he is talking about what has happened. Sir, more than 80 airports have started. 37 kilometers per day national highway is being built up. Entire railway network is electrified. Every village is having electricity. All villages are being connected. Even Northeast for the first time is having the railway network. And the highest tunnel, Zojila Tunnel, is going to be inaugurated. The highest, you can say, bridge of the entire world on Chenab is there. The longest bridge is there, the Atal Setu in Mumbai. And so many things are there, we can say. And moreover that, sir, the civilization is waking up from the lumber of around 2000 years of attack, 800 years of direct subjugation. Now you see the emergence of Bhavya Shri Ram Mandir that shows the awakening of the only surviving ancient civilization of the world.
But all that is nothing as far as the opposition is concerned. For them, it is all about institutions. They are obsessed with ED, they are obsessed with CBI, they are obsessed with the Election Commission. But I want to ask, Tehseen, please wait your turn. Wait for your turn. You may remember a lot of things, but no, there are other people and you will have to wait for your turn. Don't interrupt.
Tehseen bhai, ek cheez मैं कहना चाहता हूं.
Are you allowing Sudhanshu? You're not giving me.
Tehseen bhai, just one sentence on the issue of rejection of the candidature of Natarajan, Meenakshi Natarajan. I would like to ask, भाई तेलंगाना में तो आपकी सरकार है ना? लिख के दे दीजिए, there is no such case. Given writing by the legal solicitor general of the Telangana government and to court. This is the problem. This is the hypocrisy of the Congress. Our leaders are telling it is the Congress insiders who have given the information because they were not knowing. And their government is not giving the clarification. Today's day, one phone call would have gone, and before the time has finished, you could have given a clarification.
No, but
What's
they are
telling our government has
busy
not given
sitting
the
on
clarification?
dharnas outside the election commission. When one document was enough, to put this entire controversy to rest, as Sudhanshu ji has stated. But let me ask Saravanan. Saravanan, questioning mandates that people have given. After all, in recent elections, your party, your leader, M.K. Stalin, also lost the elections. I didn't see any histrionics where he sat on a dharna and said, no, this is a false result and that, this is an undemocratic election. He accepted the verdict of the people with the utmost humility and said he would fight another time when the time comes. That is what mandate of the people is all about. But today, you're sitting outside the India Alliance and the contradiction bundles are sitting inside the India Alliance. Each one opposed to the other in elections. Now, old friends are discarded, new friends are made. Is this the way they can challenge Narendra Modi, who's completing 12 years?
Yeah. When Modi ji is celebrating his 12 years of tenure, the rejected nomination of Meenakshi Natarajan is laughing at the democracy, laughing at the election commission. I think this is the tribute the Prime Minister should not have had. And you were talking about these nominations, and the BJP MP is saying one phone call. This is not about phone calls. It is any rookie lawyer will know that filling or non-filling of an affidavit will not lead to the rejection of nomination. What they've stolen the mandate. The BJP has stolen the mandate, stolen the Rajya Sabha election from Madhya Pradesh. And this is not how the Prime Minister, who wants to compare himself to the stalwarts of like Jawaharlal Nehru and Madam Indira Gandhi, should behave, should allow his party to operate. And let's not forget, Mr. Modi charged into 2014 with a tidal wave of promises. What happened to those promises? Achhe din. 2 crore jobs for youngsters every year and bringing black money back, doubling the farmers' income. Where are we now? The youth are out protesting because they're not able to write exams. Everything is getting leaked, and the Modi government...
Are you calling Rahul Gandhi the youth? Are you calling Rahul? Because he's the one out of the alliance with you.
No. See, I'll come back to you. See, the most important aspect is Mr. Modi ji, who claims that Vishwaguru, he says he's a very strong man. He's got a 56-inch chest, but he's not even able to take action against his own cabinet colleague, who was found wanting, who's not even able to conduct one examination properly. And that man continues to be there in the office to the detriment of the youngsters, detrimental to the aspirations of the youth of this country. And if you ask me, there are 2 things which will define Modi's prime ministership forever. One thing would be his promise of 15 lakh into everybody's bank account if the black money is recovered. Not a single pie has come back to our country, which Mr. Modi pointed out with much fanfare in 2014, and demonetization. He said, burn me alive. If nothing changes in 50 days, what happened now?
Anand Ranganathan, you're back in business. Your fact check time of the year is here, because this fact check I've heard ad nauseum. Kindly go ahead and correct Saravanan.
Good evening, Navika. Before I come to the thrust of the topic, let me just say that is blatant fake news. I don't know why my good friend Mr. Saravanan keeps peddling it year upon year. Narendra Modi never said that he will put 15 lakhs in every Indian's account. All he said was that there is so much black money abroad that if you were to account for it, it would be equivalent to 15 lakh rupees in every Indian's account. I'm sure Mr. Saravanan, who's a lawyer, can understand language, Hindi or English, perhaps more English, and then he'll be able to correct himself. Be that as it may, let's come to the thrust, because today is a historic day, and congratulations to PM Modi on his becoming India's longest continuously serving elected Prime Minister. But as a famous Anand dialogue goes, Navika, Zindagi lambi nahi, badi honi chahiye. Likewise, it's not serving long. It's what you have achieved during that time, and that is where facts, not rhetoric, matter. So let me give you just facts. Since 2014, our GDP per capita PPP inflation adjusted has more than doubled to 12,000 USDs. In 2014, inflation was 10%. In 2026, was 2%. In 2014, multidimensional poverty as a percentage of population was 29%. Today it is 11%. We have literally pulled 270 million Indians out of abject poverty in the last 12 years. In 2014, our forex was $300 billion. Today it is $705 billion. In 2014, there were 74 airports. Today there are 157. In 2014, the number of cities with metro was 5. Today it is 23. In 2014, 21,000 kilometers of rail network was electrified. Today is 68,000 kilometers. In 2014, we had 676 universities. Today we have 1,300. In 2014, there were 350 startups. Today there are 182,000 startups. In 2014, our electronics export was $7 billion. Today it is $29 billion. In 2014, our renewable capacity was 35 gigawatts. Today it is 207 gigawatts. In 2014, defense exports was 700
बेहोश
crores.
हो जाएंगे आनंद रंगनाथन बेहोश हो जाएंगे पैनलिस्ट
This is the problem, because when I just give facts, where will all the lies of my good friend Tessin go when he talks about inflation? Does he know the inflation in 2014? When he talks about jobs created, does he know last year there were 46 million jobs created? The entire thrust of this thing is lies, lies, lies and more lies. I don't expect this from Tessin. I totally expect this from Rahul Gandhi.
Well, I don't know. These days, the Indian Youth Congress is not even using Rahul Gandhi's picture anymore. They have put cockroaches on their faces and they are supporting the Cockroach Janata Party. Maybe that is the way forward for them. But Abbas Haider, question is, in the opposition, you're not going to say everything was fine and that Modi has delivered. That, I think the people of India do expect that the opposition will criticize. But look at your own ranks. Look at the failed experiment of the India Alliance. In 2024, after the election, when you thought you had got the biggest achievement and stopped Modi from getting a complete majority, since then to now, your number has depleted in the Rajya Sabha, your number is depleted in the Lok Sabha, and please look at the parties. And I don't think the BJP engineered a breakup between the DMK and Rahul Gandhi. I don't think the BJP has engineered the breakup within the Trinamool Congress. And I don't think it is the BJP that made Rahul Gandhi abuse the left parties. All of this happened Atmanirbhar tarike se within the India Alliance. And you want to convince this country that you are more capable than Modi?
Well, Navika ji, as far as Samajwadi Party is concerned, our numbers in parliament have increased multi-fold. As well as if you talk about UP Assembly from 2017 to 2020, we have increased almost 2.5-fold. And this time in 2027, Samajwadi Party is going to form the government, because we have shown the trailer to the people of Uttar Pradesh and Bharatiya Janata in 2024 election. Navika ji, now I'll come to the topic. See, Navika ji, the Bharatiya Janata Party is celebrating 12 years of Mr. Modi in the government. I actually, Navika ji, wanted to congratulate Mr. Modi and the Bharatiya Janata Party for it. But I don't find a reason to congratulate them. If they are comparing Mr. Nehru with Mr. Modi, that comparison should be based on facts. And Navika ji, to be honest, if we compare facts, if we talk about facts, Mr. Modi is nowhere around Mr. Nehru. And I would say that Nehru got India in a very turbulent time, although he has, he has been the Prime Minister of India for almost 17 years. For another year, he has been the head of the interim government. Mr. Nehru's turbulent time, he has focused on laying foundation stone of institution to develop our nation. But what Mr. Modi has done, the real question is, what is Mr. Modi's legacy? His 12 years in legacy, his 12 years in power will be remembered by, deepening divisive forces in our country, which is very unfortunate. Mr. Modi, there is a massive gap between the promises and the reality in India. During past 12 years, he has promised 100 smart cities. Where are they? Mr. Anand Raghunathan was saying that, he has never promised that we get 15 lakh in every bank account, but definitely he has promised to get back our black money from Swiss Bank. What is the reality? The black money in Swiss bank, the Indian black money in Swiss bank had increased threefold. He has so definitely promised to give Pakka Makan to every citizen of the country by the end of 2022. Has every citizen got Pakka Makan by 20? Forget about
Sudhanshu Trivedi, please respond. No, Sudhanshu Trivedi, please respond. Because in the formative years since 1950, right up until 1996, mostly it was the Congress government. That is the period in which Japan, Korea, Taiwan, China became what they have become today. So if we are comparing Modi with the rest of the world, why don't we compare the Indian government under Nehru and Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi with the rest of the world in those years?
We definitely should. Navika,
actually, I would like to say that there is no comparison between Jawaharlal Nehru and Modi ji, because Nehru became Prime Minister when he was elected as Congress President in the meeting of AICC, CWC in April 1946, getting 0 votes. 1 vote to Pattabhi Ramaiah, 1 vote to Kriplani. Rest of all states voted for Sardar Patel, 0 vote to Nehru ji. And he became Congress President. And under the Cabinet Mission Plan, it was decided that Congress President will become the head of the interim government, and he took oath on 2nd of September 1946 by Lord Will under the British status, alleging their oath to Queen under Union Jack, and with having Finance Minister of Muslim League Liaquat Ali in his cabinet. On the other hand, Sri Narendra Modi became Prime Minister candidate of BJP on 13th of September 2013 at 6:30 p.m. The press conference was done. I was present there, so I remember the exact date and time and all those things. And all the parliamentary board members unanimously decided that he will be our Prime Minister candidate. Then President Rajnath Singh ji announced it. Then the entire party jubilated and the entire country voted. So there is no comparison at all, sir. Now come to other comparison. When Nehru took over on 2nd September 1946 and after 15th September 1947, he lost a land to Pakistan, he lost the land to Aksai Chin to China, तो पंजाब गया था, आधा बंगाल आधा कश्मीर, पंजाब गया, कश्मीर गया और चला बंगाल गया, और चीन था तो मानसरोवर का वह ऊंचा भाल गया. Another point which cannot have a comparison, because when Nehru took over in 1947, China was not having air force at all. Anybody can go and check. Chinese Air Force was founded in 1949. But we lost miserably in 1962 when Nehru wrote a letter to John F. Kennedy on 19th of November 1962. Kindly give us a squadron of the bombers. Your pipe will be there, your radar man will be there, your technician will be there, your command will be there. That was an abject subjugation to a foreign force or the Air Force, which China was not having in 1947, and India was having. But Nehru has took us to another thing.
We've come a long way since then. I'll have to interrupt you, Sudhanshu Trivedi ji there. But all the time blaming Modi for the ills that's happened in the opposition, is that fair, Manav Jaiswal? Is that fair? Because when you look at elections, politically, after all, you may criticize the BJP as much as you want, but it is the people who elect them. Look at the footprint of the BJP in 2014 and look at it today. Like I said, you called the BJP the weakest when it came to power in the third consecutive term in 2024. Look at where the BJP is and look at where the opposition is. Isn't that the testimony of the Modi era?
First of all, very good evening to everyone. I've been listening to Sudhanshu ji and the rest. But Sudhanshu ji, you should thank Nehru ji. At least he allowed chai to be sold in the station. Today you have a chaiwala who is the Prime Minister. But under this regime, all the station has run out of the chaiwalas. There are no more chaiwalas anymore left in the stations. Simultaneously, when you talk about Rangnath ji, Rangnath, tell me what the debt ratio of the country? Where are we standing in the last 12 years? From 50 lakh crores to 2 crores, 270 lakh crores. Where are we standing? What is the dollar? playing with India? What is the rate of the gold? If inflation is not to be supposedly be hampering the country, what is the rate of gold? How will you be marrying a poor child? What is the price of the scooty that you used to buy in 2014? When manufacturing in India, the tiger of India was very active, the lion of India was very active. Today a normal scooty is costing more than 100,000 of Indian rupees. So these are the basic things which you would not understand. As the gas, as the
I don't know whether you will also understand the debt ratio of Bengal. मानव जायसवाल थोड़ा बंगाल की भी बात कर ले 15 साल की.
Prices of the oil, listen. बिल्कुल बात कर रहे हैं मैडम, छोड़ेंगे थोड़ी ना. हमने 15 साल जनता की सेवा करी. ममता बनर्जी इलेक्टेड चीफ मिनिस्टर बनी. मोदी जी के आने के बाद इलेक्शन कमीशन की रवायत शुरू हुई. आपने बोला पीपल हैव चोजन नरेंद्र दामोदर जी मोदी. BJP is choosing who has to vote, who has not to vote. 27 lakh people were sidelined. 27 lakh people were sidelined. Mr.
MK Stalin will accept the verdict of the people, but Trinamool Congress will not. I need to give Anand Ranganathan, coming to you, Jyotsna ji. Anand Ranganathan, 30 seconds rebuttal.
My good friend Manav Kadu, there is a reason why all the intelligent people are leaving TMC. The debt to GDP ratio has decreased in the last 5 years from 89.2% in 2020 to what it is currently right now hovering around 80%. And high है क्योंकि आप ऐसे states जो है ना वो लोगों को promise कर रहे हैं ये free वो free हर state कर रहे हैं. So please do not blame it on Modi. The debt to GDP ratio has now decreased and stabilized. झूठ बोलना बंद करो. All the intelligent people have left TMC.
My friend.
Please.
Address the base here.
Why were you saying what is the debt to GDP ratio? What is the debt to GDP ratio? बताओ. Has it increased or decreased in the last 5 years? Tell me. Tell me. You said what is the debt to GDP ratio? Has it increased or decreased in the last 5 years? Don't run away. Don't run away, Manav. You are not one of those who runs away like other TMC people. Answer. Please answer. What was the debt?
Jyotsna, disrespecting the people's verdict, grudging the Prime Minister his, accolades on a day when he comes to a milestone. Is that what the opposition stands for today?
See, that shows their maturity, Navika ji. I think first and foremost, we have to display our maturity and congratulate the Honorable Prime Minister on this, milestone of unshakable trust and the trust in democracy. I'll tell you why. Because it's just not incredible 4,399 consecutive days of his tenure as the Prime Minister of India, but also, the increase in global stature for India, especially significantly in diplomacy, trade, security, technology, everything. Whoever is cribbing today, whoever is probably, I don't want to use term crying, but Navika ji, they forgot the level of infrastructure development that the country has seen in the past 12 years. The level, I think I would say the economic growth that has happened in the country with social inclusion. Ye terms bhi inko achhe nahi lagte, Navika ji. That's the problem. Now, we as Indians, or we as a country, are no longer asking for a seat at the table.
Yes.
Navika ji, we are actually helping shape the table. That is what India is doing today.
And that's exactly what we ask the people of India. 12 years of Modi as Prime Minister, no end to India's banvas. Yes, say 87% of the people. No, say 9%. Can't say 4%. 87% people believe, the opposition has to sit on the other side for some more time because pro-incumbency is a phenomenon that Modi has declared, and as far as the opposition is concerned, they will have to just keep waiting for anti-incumbency to actually happen because they don't seem to have a strategy for victory. The India Alliance, is that strategy? Will that really work for them? The answer's on the wall. People understand it. That's the opposition. That's the question. We leave it at